You can feel it in the air. The days are getting shorter. The kids are going back to school. Fall is almost here. It's time to shake off the lazy days of summer and focus up for the fall semester. And that includes my writers. They write hundreds of jokes every day just to get the 10 or 12 we use in the monologue. And honestly, a lot of those jokes just aren't good. And sometimes I think they throw in a few stinkers just to fill the page, maybe meet the assignment. But summer is over now, and we cannot tolerate laziness, which means it's time for another surprise inspection. So here's how this works. I'm gonna read some real jokes, really submitted by my writers, that are unusable for the show. Some are dumb, some are offensive, some are confusing. Most importantly, the writers don't know we're doing this, and because a lot of them don't watch the show, they'll never know. So let's get started. According to a new book, former President Trump once tried to exchange an attorney's $2 million legal fees with the deed to a horse, which he says was, quote, something more valuable. For his part, Trump swore it would be a win-winny. That's not even a dad joke. It's like a deadbeat dad joke. It's like a dad who doesn't even want to put in the effort. Ian wrote that joke. That's what Ian looks like, so. Win-winny. A pair of dentures that belong to baseball legend Ty Cobb are up for auction, which is exciting because the dentures were originally thought to be flossed. So what our writer there, believe it or not, Ian, did there was he used flossed for lost. That was, in case you were confused, which I was when I read it, because I don't think anybody thinks of lost and flossed as words that are interchangeable. That would, like, be me saying that Ian is a huge floozer. The Senate yesterday ratified Finland and Sweden's application to join NATO in a 95-1 vote because we can't afford not to have them on our side. So this is interesting. Before you clap, and I have to ask you to leave. So I actually thought when I read that joke, oh, that's clever, but I thought fjords were sort of unique amongst the Scandinavian countries to Norway. But I thought, well, I'll just Google real quick and make sure that they're also in Finland and Sweden, and they're not. But you can't let geography get in the way of an A-plus joke. Singer, oh, that was Matt, by the way, wrote that joke. And he's actually standing right over there as well, so. On. Do you clap when you see somebody steal a lady's purse? Take the lights down on the audience. Singer Taylor Swift recently announced that she will release a new album next month. Guys, just wait a second. Also, that reflects badly on Taylor Swift since you just applauded for Matt. Nobody thinks you guys now have, like, high standards for who you like. Singer Taylor Swift recently announced that she will release a new album next month called Midnights, which is, quote, the stories of 13 sleepless nights scattered throughout my life. So whatever you do, skip the song titled Chipotle. Yeah, well, yeah. Scientists at NASA recently reported that algae in a Washington state canal is visible from space. Also, yo mama. At least it's written in my voice. That was, if you watch the show, you won't be surprised that was written by Mike Scollins. There's Mike right there. And We use that photo of Scollins because one time he wore a tank top to work, and everybody here, roasted him for it. But I'm a little ashamed about this. I have a confession to make. The picture that we've been using of him in a tank top is photoshopped. So as a peace offering to Scollins, let's put up the original photo. There it is. Okay. Back to the inspection. A woman in Minnesota recently went skydiving to celebrate her 91st birthday. Unfortunately, before she could open her parachute, her boobs had already landed. During a press briefing this week, White House coronavirus response coordinator Dr. Ashish Jha encouraged people to get vaccinated against the coronavirus and the flu at the same time and said, quote, "This is why God gave us two arms. Guess you'll just have to choose one or the other. Guy who killed Dr. Richard Kimball's wife." Does it change your mind that your hero wrote it? That's it. We're never allowing the writers to be in the room again for surprise inspection. Oh. Britain's Queen Elizabeth formally appointed Liz Truss as Prime Minister today at her castle in Scotland. When asked about her plans as Prime Minister, she replied, "Trust me." Now, obviously there are a lot of problems with that joke, including the fact that we wrote a Queen Elizabeth joke before she passed away. And then we still chose to tell it in surprise inspection. And I think based on how these jokes go, when you heard Queen Elizabeth, you probably all tensed up and thought that maybe it would be an inappropriate joke about our departed monarch, but it wasn't. It was just a joke written before she died. But if you remember her at all, let it be from that joke. She'd want that. Trust me. Do you think that joke is maybe what? No. Today was actor Kevin Spacey's 63rd birthday. He blew the candles and then, nope, I'm not doing that. All right, this has been Surprise Inspection.